So I welcome you to this particular discussion and just have open mind and enjoy it. Don't forget that the Law and I has been brought to you basically for people to be abreast of legal issues that affect them, that affect their businesses, and also their environment. So today we are starting a series. And why are we starting this series? It is because there are a lot of things that is going on in our country, Nigeria. People are agitating and they are craving for better governance, good economy, and also our leaders being responsible to us, especially because we always believe that the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria will not really suffice. But the truth of it is that that is the main thing that guides us. It's just like our Bible that must be followed. In appointments of our executives, of our legislators, of our judiciary, and everyone in position of power, they are abided by the provisions of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. So what are we talking about? I want to talk about the major things that is actually the main thing that we should focus on as citizens of this country. We're going to discuss about a lot of provisions, but today we are talking about the fundamental human rights of everyone as women, as citizens of Nigeria. All right. So Title 4 of the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria provides for our rights as citizens of this country. Also, how we can go about to enforce our rights in the High Court. I'm going to list different rights that we have in this country as provided for under the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria, enforced even outside Nigeria, because the African Charter also provides for almost the same provisions in our Constitution. All right, and we are going to be talking about different aspects of our rights. We have right to life, we have right to dignity of human person, we have right to personal liberty, right to fair hearing, right to private and family life, right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. We have right to freedom of expression and the press, right to personal assembly and association, right to freedom of movement. We have right to freedom from discrimination and right to acquire and own immovable properties. My emphasis today is going to be on three major rights. Number one is right to fair hearing. Yes, a lot of times whereby they will be arrested by the police, and at the end of the day, they are remanded at the prison. So sometimes also they are not even allowed to see their lawyers, or sometimes they don't even read charges while they've been invited to them. And the right to fair hearing, basically according to Section 36 of the Constitution, protects such person to be heard, right to be heard, right to the legal practitioner of your choice. All right, so I'm going to be reading Section 36 of the Constitution so that you will understand that it is your right. It's not just someone doing you a favor. It is the right that has been provided for. Determination of the civil right and obligation, including any question determined against any government or authority. A person shall be entitled to a fair hearing within a reasonable time by a court or other tribunal established by law, constituted in such manner as to secure his independence and impartiality. Most times we see people in custody for a long time, not tried, not taken to court, and they will tell you that they are waiting trial and their legal advice is not out or they've not been charged to court. Whereas there is a provision that stated that within a day, within 24 hours, a person that has been arrested also should be taken to the court, nearest court. If the court is filed within 48 hours, they must read the charges against him or her to him or her, and also they must explain the offense. And if it's a bailable offense, the person should be bailed. And if it's not a bailable offense, then the person should wait for the legal advice whether the person will be charged if it's a capital offense or not. Section in this particular section is that a person also should be presumed innocent until proven guilty. That means that it doesn't matter the manner of the charge or the manner of the offense. The person is presumed innocent until proven guilty. And we see that even our police don't even understand the provisions of this constitution. So they tend to, you see, they will shoot the person, they will subject the person to unnecessary torture, and if you understand that you have right under the constitution, it's not a matter of you being getting to the position where you are saying, oh, I know my right. No, it's a matter of you engaging them from a place of knowledge. And also, we are also going to talk about the right to freedom of movement, right to freedom of expression. I don't envy our journalists at all. Most times they will say some things, or they go on investigative journalism and they end up being arrested or locked up somewhere. But it is still our right. In a situation whereby we are not able to express ourselves, to say what is right, what is going on. So how can we even have good governance or take this country forward? How can we do that? We cannot do that, because most times when things like this happen and people don't know that this right, nobody is doing you a favor. It is the constitution that we made for ourselves. And this constitution is supposed to be followed, because according to section 1 of the constitution, it clearly states that this constitution is supreme and shall have binding force on all authorities and persons throughout the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This constitution brought about the executive, the legislatures, and the judiciary, and all their powers and all the things that they should do. So it's not like there is a path that should be followed or there's another path that shouldn't be followed. Everything that is inside the constitution must be followed. It's so disheartening how the system is running. But because most times we don't understand this, and that is why we want you to be empowered to understand that it is your right. All these things that have been stated under chapter 4 of the Constitution, it is your right that must be observed. See the NSAS movement. See everything. Our freedom of expression was actually breached. So if you are asking that, what is going on? What is the solution? You are talking about rights. We know our rights. But what can we do? Yes, what we can do is that section 46 of the Constitution provides that any person who alleges that any of the provision of this chapter has been or likely to be contravened in any state in relation to him may apply to the High Court in that state for redress. See, most times we just sit in our comfort zone. We don't go all out to enforce our rights. When you go to court and you engage a legal practitioner to file the enforcement of your fundamental human rights, it will be successful if your right has been breached or likely to be breached at any form. I'm talking about all these rights: right to life, right to freedom of expression, right to freedom of association, right to immovable, any of these rights. If at one point in time is threatened to be breached or has been breached, you can actually approach the court according to section 46 of the Constitution and seek for redress. We've seen a lot of times, a lot of cases when the court has awarded damages against government agencies, against persons, So don't think that this thing is not working, because if we continue to think that this thing is not working, then that means we are saying that the Constitution, that is the essence of this country is a sovereign state. That is why we have the Constitution in the first place. And we made the Constitution for ourselves. And if you think this thing is not working, then you are saying that we are not a sovereign state at all. Have you approached the court and you think the court is not going to hear you? I know that a lot of people have really been disappointed about a lot of things, but don't, because of another person's report, don't exercise your own right. Go to court, seek redress if your right has been breached at one point in time. And I tell you that the court will award damages against such people, against such agencies. So go ahead, and the court that has the jurisdiction to hear this kind of matters is the High Court, is the High Court of the state. Wherever you are, you can always apply to court to seek redress that your right has been breached. And you should also know that this constitution that we are talking about is not just do and don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. This constitution clearly states how everything should run. A lot of times, even the elites don't even understand what is expected of them. We are, you hear a lot of people talking about politics. How many of them, even the politicians, have sat down to even go through the constitution to know what they are to do or what they are not supposed to do? If we are demanding something from the government, don't demand amiss, because sometimes even the person or the agency you are looking at for something does not even have the power to do something like that. So why are we doing this series? This is because we want you to be empowered with knowledge, to understand that there are rules, there are provisions, there are rights. And if you are able to know all these things, then you can demand rightly. You can demand for better governance. You can hold your leaders, our leaders, even in Nigeria, responsible for every of the times our rights are being breached. A lot of times, because everybody just wants to say, okay, if I talk, they will arrest me. If I do this, they will arrest me. Can we do things right? So that even when you are talking, you are making your grievances known to people, to government. You are doing that from the place of knowledge, not from the place of ignorance. So when you are able to do that, and if anything now comes out of it, maybe somebody now arrested you, or a backlash now happened afterwards, then you know that you can exercise your right. And also, what I also want to talk about again is right to remain silent. Right to remain silent. And people are weary about, oh, let me quickly, because I don't know anything, let me quickly just say my own part of the story. Let me write it down. See, you will get to police station, you write what will land you in jail, because a lot of times you don't understand, because you don't understand the contents and ingredients of offense, you tend to just say things that it is, without knowing that even seeing civil transactions and criminal transactions just have a thin line. So in a situation whereby you have been invited to talk about something on a set report, or a warrant has been issued against you, the right thing for you is to remain silent. Get a legal practitioner of your own choice, which is your right. You get a legal practitioner of your own choice to also help you to guide you in writing your statement appropriately. And the Administration of Criminal Justice Law of Lagos State, and also the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, also support this particular position, that even when police want to take statements from you, then you have the right to remain silent. And in a situation whereby you want to make confessional statements, they must put a video coverage in that place, so that it will be open to everybody, and even to the courts, that the person has not been subjected to any form of torture whatsoever. So what are the things that I want you to go home with today? Number one is that the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the grand norm of all laws, and it's on the basis that all appointments, all positions, all laws, all regulations found their power. So our executive, our legislatures, our judiciary found their power from the Constitution. And who made this constitution? We Nigerians made this constitution. It is for us. It is not for any other person. So this constitution has also provided for our right as citizens, which I have explained earlier. And I have also dealt with right to fair hearing and right to association, right to freedom of speech. You know, that if in a situation whereby this right has been infringed on or likely to be infringed on, according to Section 46, you have a right to seek redress at the law court. At the law court. So, guys, this our series is going to be an interesting one because we are going to be going into the issues as to the expectations of our what we expect from our leaders, the executive, the legislatures, the judiciary, where their power is limited, where their power is covered. Those are the things that we are going to go into. So, guys, we'll be coming to the end of this particular session. So don't forget, your right is protected by the Constitution. And if your right is likely or threatened to be infringed on, then you can seek redress at the open courts. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so there's a question that somebody just sent to us right now. All right, so in a situation whereby you don't have a lawyer and you've been invited to the police station, in situations like that, it is your right. So you have to tell the police that you don't have the capacity, you are an indigent person, you cannot afford to get a lawyer. So it is within your right for even the police to engage a lawyer to represent you. We have legal aids that do pro bono services. We have lawyers that do pro bono something. In our law firm, we also do that a lot of the Office of Public Defender that also represent indigent persons in this situation. See, you cannot do any wrong. If you are able to express yourself that you need a lawyer, you will do yourself more good than harm. Don't think you know it all and you will set yourself up by writing what will send you to jail or to prison. Wisdom is profitable for the wise. Thank you for joining. Subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as the Law and High. You are going to see a lot of videos that we've done so far, and I know that is going to be more productive and educated for you as well. Thank you. It's still your host, Folakemi Jegede, and I'll say bye.